So you can skip forward a little bit if you'd like. Good morning, everybody. We're going to get started in just a minute. Oh. I hope everybody had a great weekend. How was it? Actually, let me move this for a sec so I can see. Good morning. Come in, come in. Like I said, we're going to get started in just a second. So get comfy. How was your weekend? Did you relax? Did you let yourself relax? Good, good, good. Everybody come in and relax. We're going to get started in just a second. This is your weekly Tarotscope, okay? What that means is, whoops, sorry, Glenn. Hang on. Okay, there you go. So anywho, I'm looking at YouTube and TikTok, okay? So you're gonna see me looking back and forth. But anywho, this is your weekly Tarotscope. What we do is we get together every Monday and Friday, and we do what's similar to a horoscope, but we use tarot, okay? We're gonna pull a tarot card for each day, Monday through Thursday, and see what's coming up for us. See how we could use this energy. Then we pull oracle cards. We talk about all the things. We had a great session on Friday, right? We got to talk about a lot. So feel free to ask questions about tarot, numerology, spirituality, life and relationships, all the things. I love answering your questions. I love when you interact. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, you can still comment your questions and I'll be happy to answer them. But yeah, we have a good time here. The more you come to these sessions, the more they are going to resonate with you, okay? Because the more you connect with a reader, whether it be psychic, medium, tarot, numerologist, all of that, the more you connect with a reader, the more your energy is going to grow between the two of you, okay? So like when I have clients that repeatedly come to me, their readings get stronger and stronger. All right, so what we're gonna do first is we're gonna use the singing bowl or the sound bowl, whatever you choose to call it, to balance out the heart chakra. This bowl is attuned to the frequency of the heart chakra, and we want to balance this out as much as we can because this is the connection between our lower human self and our higher self, right? We want to make sure that connection is open and operating. So all you're going to do as the bowl is singing is you're going to just relax and you're going to imagine all the stress, fears, and worries being pulled away, and you're going to absorb the positivity and the light and the high vibration, okay? It lasts a few seconds. This is your opportunity to relax. You want to put your feet on the floor if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Just sit in a comfortable position and just relax. If you're driving, obviously, don't close your eyes and doze off. All right, here we go. Just breathe. Nice deep breaths. Now let's collectively take one super deep breath in. Feel your lungs, expand your rib cage, pick up all that heaviness. Now blow it out quickly. And you want to blow all of that breath out, okay? Let it go. It's in the past. Thank you so much. So I love what you've done with your hair. It looks gorgeous. I appreciate it. The bangs are getting long, so I got to figure out different ways to do them. Okay, let's get our fairy blessing for the week. This is an overall themed message for the week. It's an oracle card, and then we'll get into the tarot, okay? So focus on the deck. and ask the deck, what is our fairy blessing for this week? Ooh, a blessing of Bridget's flame. I love this card. And of course, as usual, I will show you YouTube and TikTok. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to read it to you so you understand exactly what your blessing is. It's number 34. So 3 is communication and expression. 4 is about practicality and looking at what is, and when we bring them together, it is a very spiritual number, right? 7 is the one that's like, it's like the beginning turning point of you going into your spiritual journey, you tapping into your spiritual self. 9 is the higher degree to that, okay? So it says, the fairy gift to light the dark spaces, to bring spring to the heart's winter. She chooses to bring her gift now, a fairy blessing to light the darkness and bring warmth to you once again. Her heart is a flame, her eyes like 2 green lakes, and her hair a field of gold. She is the goddess Bridget. She who unites us, she who protects us, she who inspires us, has claimed you as under her watch and protection. Bridget is a fairy goddess of flame, flame from the cleanest, most primal source. Her name means bright arrow, almost as if she is a ray of light directly from the sun. And this fairy ignition is key to the birthing of ideas and ideals, and thus, in this way, she brings her fire to your blessing and ensures you will be warmed, that sacred hospitality will reign, that all will be welcome, that solar light will burn brightly for you. Bridget's fairy light is a brightness that brings warmth, new life, even the rebirth of our souls to us all. Bridget is able with her fairy flame to burn away within us what is harming us, and she is able to eliminate our very best traits with it too. Illuminate, not eliminate. She will help you, who receives this blessing of her holy fires, move further into your own creative power in healthy, beneficial ways that help people contribute from their very best selves. She oversees creative endeavors like poetry, so the words that are spoken will touch our souls. She is a smith, so she helps us create alchemy, the bringing together of differences in order to create something greater, something united. She is transcendent of labels. Call her what you will, goddess, saint, pagan, fairy, woman. She will bring wealth and healing and great good to all who receive this blessing. Where her sacred flame is, peace is found. Inspiration is birthed, goodness abounds, abundance flows, creativity is celebrated, and a sense of united purpose completes us and brings us home. She is a fairy goddess, and she has walked forward with a candle lit from a flame within her heart, and her fire shall unite and delight you who receives this gift today. Blessings, human child, and may Bridget, the swan, the nurturer, the sword maiden, the mother, the fairy goddess of the old lands be with you. Woo! That was a mouthful, but that was strong, right? So she's illuminating the path for you. She's brightening the darkness around you. And she's telling you, like, don't be afraid. I'm showing you the way, you know? It is beautiful, right? So think about that. Think about, you have divine source energy, your spirit guides, fairy blessings, whatever you choose to view it as, is telling you that, they're always lighting the way for you. They're always showing you the pathway forward. You just have to choose to see it, right? If you choose not to see it, that's your decision, and that's okay. But what if you allow yourself to follow that light? What if you allow whatever's within you to be illuminated? What if you allowed yourself to be seen? What if you allowed your creativity or your desires to be expressed? What would happen? Ask yourself that. Are you too afraid to let that happen? Why? What's the worst that can happen? Oh, people might say this, people might think that. Who gives a shit? Okay. All right. Let's choose the deck that we're going to use. Number 1, Light Seer's Tarot, or number 2, Red Fairy Tarot. 1 or 2. Please vote in the comments And help me keep count of which one, and only vote once, please. 1 or 2. 2s are getting it so far on TikTok. 2s on YouTube. Okay. This might be easy. 1 or 2. Looks like 2s. Y'all like the Red Fairy Tarot? Okay, we're gonna go with 2s. That was simple pimple. Okay, so let me get these shuffled up for us and get our intention set into the cards. If y'all hear me kind of like stumble on my word, I have a flare up with my neck and this ear is clogged up so I can hear myself talking. That's why I was getting stumbled on the reading the description. So I just want to let you know, like, yeah, I've got a flare up and I could just hear myself very loudly in my ear and it's distracting. So if you hear me stumble or get sidetracked, that could be why. Hopefully it'll go away soon. It's been a while since that's happened. Okay, focus on the deck. Even if you're watching the replay on YouTube, focus on the deck and ask the deck, what do we need to know this week? What are our messages for Monday through Thursday this week? All right, let's see. Okay, for today, we got the Hermit in reverse, okay? Remember how I was talking about 9? 9 is that high spiritual attainment. Well, the Hermit, when he's in reverse, he's got 2 messages for you, okay? Let me put these back on so I can see y'all's comments. Sometimes my eyesight is well enough to be able to see, but it might be because I'm having a flare-up that I'm having a hard time seeing. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so the Hermit in reverse wants you to know 2 things. Number 1, you can't spend all your time hiding, okay? It's not going to work that way. If you're wanting to have an experience in life, everybody's going to be different, right? Whatever experience you feel drawn to, you have to get out there and actually do it. No more procrastinating, no more hiding, no more just, watching everybody else have their dreams fulfilled, okay? Also, the Hermit in reverse can indicate that there is a lesson that you are going through, or probably have been going through, and there's some sort of resistance to learning that lesson. It could be both messages apply to you, right? It could be both messages of you have yet to get over yourself. You have yet to decide, you know what? I really do need to get out there and do this. I really do need to get out there and meet some people, to network, or to go ask for a new job, or to go ask for a raise, or, go where single people are, or go take this class, right? The Hermit is always wanting to learn because that's how the Hermit got wise. But if you're refusing to learn lessons, then, so pay attention today. This is the card for Monday today. Pay attention today and ask yourself, what am I experiencing today that I can learn from? But also, how can I put myself out there and apply what I have learned up into this point? So instead of seeing your life, all the things that have happened in the past, all the crappy, uncomfortable things that have happened in the past, they were all lessons for you to gain wisdom through, right? So how can you apply that energy to today? How can you share your wisdom through either action or speaking, like conversation to somebody, or putting it on social media, right? Where are you resisting learning your lesson today? Okay, how can you make little changes here and there to cultivate this new space, I guess you could say, in your life, right? Okay. This ankle surgery last week was my lesson for sure. Okay, poor thing. I hope it heals quickly. Yes, year 9 of the Hermit. Yep. Oh, hang on. Whoops. I think one got hidden. Hey, Miss Jamie. Okay, so let's look at Tuesday tomorrow. Okay, so Tuesday, we have the Six of Wands in reverse, okay? So there might be something you're going through. Either number one, you might have some travel delays tomorrow. This would be like travel by car, not necessarily anything through the air. But also the Six of Wands, there might be something that you don't feel you're getting the support that you desire, okay? It can feel like everybody has their opinion and you're like, wait a minute, but this is what I want. Also, if there's something that you are striving to accomplish on Tuesday, you might want to take a step back and look at it and say, okay, am I trying to rush this? Am I trying to force this to happen? Like, what's not working out? Because the Six of Wands in reverse is indicating that this is not going to be successful. Okay? So, take a step back and evaluate what you're going through on Tuesday and ask yourself, how can this be a success? How can we reevaluate the situation? How can I choose to view this scenario in order for it to manifest as a success instead of trying to control the situation or rush the situation? How can, if I'm stuck in traffic, how can I relax and just let things be and realize that the universe is protecting me from a potential accident or something like that? Be careful with your conversations. There might be something that you're just not seeing eye to eye on with somebody. And it's just like, be aware. Okay. So practice the pause, take a step back, bring yourself back to center and think of, okay, what am I trying to accomplish? Can this hold off into a more successful day? Okay. We'll see. We'll see how the story pans out. Okay. Wednesday, we have the Five of Swords. Okay. Not a great day on Wednesday. Now, listen. The Five of Swords can be something that you're experiencing externally or something you're experiencing internally. Because remember, swords are thoughts, ideas, and communication. Okay? When we see the Five of Swords is a battle. Right? Now, when it's upright and you're watching this reading, that indicates that yes, you do have the upper hand in this battle. If it was in reverse, that would be a different story. This is why we read direct and reverse cards. Okay? So when we have this battle, this is a minor arcana. So it's telling you really pick your battles, okay? Be aware that some people just want to be right. Some people just want to be heard. Some people are so insecure that they need to be the loudest person in the room. Is that person you? Or is it somebody else that you're dealing with? Okay, we have to think about all these things. We can't just put everything on everybody else, right? We have to look at ourselves. So there might be some sort of conflict that you either witness or you're a part of. Maybe you need to be the mediator in a situation if you feel that's the right spot for you, okay? If you feel like you're not qualified to be the mediator, then be like, no, this is not, I can't get involved, right? And suggest somebody else. But either way, there might be a little bit of conflict. It's a minor arcana on Wednesday, not a huge deal. It's just telling you there really are no winners and losers in conflict. Everybody winds up being just I guess you could say a loser, because you're allowing yourself to get into this conflict and you're allowing yourself to get sucked into a low vibration. So just be aware, okay? Now, internally, this would be your mind is conflicted, okay? What could your mind be conflicted on? What are you maybe self-sabotaging? What are you doubting within yourself? Are you procrastinating? Are you already doing something to be a failure before you even get started? Are you comparing yourself to others and you're just beating yourself down? There's so many different ways. That little gremlin on your shoulder, that could be what the Five of Swords is talking about. It's just beating you down, and it's reminding you that you have the power to change this because it's the Five of Swords. Something changes. So the change can be the catalyst of the conflict. Now that could be external or internal. Got it? Oops. So pause and don't get into it. Let go. Yeah. The shadow side of Leo can be egoic and prideful, arguing to be right for the ego's sake. That is so true. Yeah, because we have the full moon on Wednesday, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. And the full moon, think about this. The full moon makes people emotional, right? Makes people a little cray-cray. That's where we get lunatic, right? And that's why we have a crazy cat named Luna. But yeah, so just be aware that the full moon brings things out in us. It illuminates things. It brings things to fruition, completion, to the light, whatever you want to see it as, okay? I did the cardio to drop the weight today. Oh, nice. Okay, so let's look at Thursday. Thursday, we have justice in reverse. Interesting how we have two major arcana, both in reverse. They're like bookends on this week, Monday through Thursday. So when justice is in reverse, it can indicate there might be an issue with somebody you're in a relationship with. Now, it doesn't have to be a love relationship. It can be family. It can be a friend. It can be a coworker. And it's just beware of the energy this week. Beware of conflict. See, the Hermit in reverse is telling you, remember your lessons. Remember your wisdom. Apply this to what you're going through, okay? Now, also, you want to make sure, since we know justice is in reverse on Thursday, we want to make sure that we are communicating effectively. So let's say you don't have an issue within a relationship, but there could become an issue within a relationship because there was not effective communication. Does that make sense? Like maybe you say something or somebody says something to you, but it's not like the complete story. There's some details left out, or maybe it was read wrong on a text or something like that, okay? So just be aware that you do have the ability, again, with the Five of Swords and Justice in reverse, it's like there is going to be some imbalance here. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to be on the lower end. It can mean that you're on the upper hand. But we want things to be balanced here. We want things to be true, honest, and fair. But if we're not that way internally, if we are thinking down about ourselves, or we're thinking down about other people, and we're doing all this negative work, it can indicate that we need to learn a lesson there. And we're going to have to go through this freaking lesson to where we lose. Or we win, but then it becomes like an empty win because something negative happens, right? So it's asking you, what is this relationship about? Is this just business? That's okay. Because contracts here, you might decide that you want to end a contract with somebody. Justice does rule contract or contracts. So it could be that you want to quit your job, or you don't want to be married to somebody anymore, or you don't want to be friends with anybody anymore. It could be a physical contract or a spiritual contract. Okay? So just be aware that there might be this desire to break that contract, to separate from that person. But also, if you don't want to do that, if that's not on your agenda, it could be telling you, just make sure that you're communicating effectively. Because this is air sign. It's ruled by Libra. Okay? Libra wants things to be in balance. And the way that things are in balance is we communicate effectively. Make sense? Let's see what's lying underneath. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting, all these cards in reverse. I wish you would have picked a better deck. I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. Everything is not going to be sunshine and rainbows, right? But I feel like the Hermit is telling you at the beginning of the week, talking about today, the Hermit is telling you, hey, don't forget your lessons. This week, you're going to need to apply what you have learned throughout your spiritual awakening. Okay? He's just letting you know. This is why we do these Tarotscopes, because it could be that there's some little hiccups that you go through, and the Hermit's like, okay, this is your opportunity to prove to yourself that you've learned these lessons, that you get it, that you can do this, because these are two major arcana here. And you, if you're applying your lessons throughout the week, you can turn this card direct, the major arcana, because the major arcana are the big lessons. They're the big themes. They're the big building blocks. They are like mile markers, chapters, whatever you want to choose to see it as. They are like the big themes. It's like we're working towards this, to overcome this, to fully embody this energy, right? So when we see the Hermit in reverse, you have the choice today, starting this week, am I going to resist and just let everything just fall to the wayside and just like struggle throughout the week and let this be reversed? Or am I going to understand, okay, I might have some little hiccups here and there, and I'm going to overcome them because I've learned about this. I get it now. I understand how to operate. And then I'm going to turn this direct. Okay? So tarot, somebody messaged me, and I'm going to make a video for them, asking about tarot predicting the future. They're like, I was told tarot can predict the future and blah, blah, blah. Tarot can predict the future. The only thing is you have free will on, do you want that to be your future or do you want that to be different? Does that make sense? It's not in concrete, but yes, tarot can absolutely predict the future. Okay, so this is what we're looking at the week ahead, and it's telling you that if you see this energy, and maybe on Wednesday, there is a bit of like a little tiff with somebody, there's a little bit of conflict or something going on inside your head, you can choose, I will not participate in this. I'm going to use what I've learned. Maybe I'm going to set a boundary. Maybe I'm going to work on shifting my mindset. Okay? There's so many different ways that you can take over and shift that energy for your highest good. Does that make sense? I say redo the pools. Look, I don't blame you. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Monday really started testing me. It's 12:30 here. Oh, uh-oh. Use what you've learned. Yes, it is the message that we need to hear. Take personal accountability. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. And that's the thing, that's the thing about tarot, that people, everybody wants a positive message. Everybody wants to know that, we want to be delusional, but that tarot doesn't do that. Tarot's like, no, life isn't that way. So we're going to tell you what you need to hear, and then you're going to take the steps in order to work through this or to overcome this or embrace this. So yeah. Okay, let's get some oracle. And remember, we have the blessing of Bridget's flame. She's showing you areas of your life. Remember, she's illuminating the darkness. She's showing you areas of your life that need to be looked at, because the Hermit likes to hide in the darkness, right? He likes to go just hide, and he's like, I don't want to people today. And Bridget, she's like, get your ass out. You need to go be part of society. Like, why? What's going on? What are you resisting or hiding from in your life? And she will illuminate it, and she's going to help you through it. Okay? You did say the other deck. Well, we should have listened to you, Melanie. Just kidding. Hey, Melanie, I might need your help. I was thinking about you the other day. I might need your help finding a location for a retreat for me and my friend Elias. I need to message you because there's certain things that we need to have for the retreat. So yeah, I'll message you. I definitely need off this couch a week too long. Oh, I don't blame you. God, I would get stir crazy. It's like, it's nice to have the rest, to kind of be forced to rest, but then you're like, okay, I'm over it. Okay, what else do we need to know this week? Focus on the deck. Ask the deck, what else do we need to know this week? All right, we have yin and yang, and it's in reverse. It's number 22. What is 22? It's a master number. It is the master builder, right? It is about wisdom. So the yin and the yang, when it's in reverse, it's telling you that now is a time to be receptive, more in your feminine energy. When it's this way, the yin is on top, okay? So yin is, I'm sorry. No, I had it backwards. I was looking at it backwards. The yin is on, why am I doing this backwards? Yin and yang. The yang is on top. Yeah, okay, I had it right. So be more receptive. God. Looking at this on the camera and then here and then hearing myself talk, Yes. So yang is on top, be more receptive. Yin, no, take more action. You guys, hearing myself right here, I'm getting myself confused. Number 22, master builder. See what is, okay? When this is on top, yang is on top telling you to take action. Okay, yang is the masculine energy. Now that I've got my mind together, yang is the masculine energy. Yang wants you to take action on what is necessary, right? So we have Bridget telling you, hey, here's some areas of your life that need some improvement, or here's some things that might trigger you. Take action to find out why. Why is it triggering you? What is going on within you? What lessons have you learned, or what are you resisting? Okay, how can you effectively make these intentional changes in your life? Maybe it's a change within your career, within your health, within your relationships, within your mindset. Okay, it's going to be different for everybody. Yes, masculine sign of Venus. Yes, yes, yes. See, I love when Jamie shows up. She helps us with the astrology. Yeah, we did have 34 of seeing what is and being, being like looking at what is and then seeing the higher picture of it. Okay, so 7 wants you to see the higher picture of something. 22 is what do we say? It's a very strong 2, but also a 4, right? So 2 is going to be your relationships. 2 is balance. Okay. So when we bring those together, it makes it a 4. When we don't normally bring master numbers together in numerology, but we can still talk about it, right? Because 4 is looking at what is. How are your relationships? How is your relationship with yourself? Because if you're not balanced within, then you find that you're not balanced within your relationships. Okay? Everything that's going on internally happens externally. You're going to see that reflected in your everyday life because everything is a mirror. Do I do tarot? Yes, that's what we're doing right now. Well, I'm in the oracle part right now, but yes. Awesome, Melanie. Thank you. I was so sick on Friday. I asked the archangels to help my spirit guides to heal me. I'm feeling pretty much back to normal. Good. Good. See? They will always help you. They will always help you. You just got to ask. Okay, so my ear has finally cleared up a little bit. Let's hope that it stays that way. I don't like to do readings when my ear is clogged up because it's so distracting. That's why my brain started getting crazy on that one oracle card. And if you're in my tarot class, the one that's going on right now, we learned about yin and yang, right? And I told you how to remember. And I guarantee you won't ever forget that. It was funny. If you would like to book a reading, everything is linked in my bio. I have different readings for you to book or look through. This one is a collective right now. Okay, what else do we need to know this week? Focus on the deck. And I appreciate you asking. I appreciate you not just coming in and demanding a reading. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Ooh, we have the Bone Collector. I love this card. Okay, I want to read this to you. It's number 1. Talk about taking action, right? 1 is action. 1 is masculine. 1 is connected to the Magician. It is that focused, intentional energy. It is creation. All right. So let me grab this book because I love this card. Oops. Okay, it says, you are whole and have everything you need within. When the Bone Collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a version of the truth that then sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with a situation similar to the original event. Remember how I was talking about earlier when I said all the things in your past were setting you up to be right here, right now, but they needed to be learned from. They need to be overcome, right? And processed in order for you to not let them affect you in a negative way in the present, okay? What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable or expect to be criticized. The bone collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack, and the bone collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find you have it after all. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you. Okay, so that's very similar to what we were talking about how you respond to potential conflict, how you respond to maybe somebody not supporting your idea, your goal, your project, your relationship. There's something there, right? And so ask yourself, why is this affecting me? Am I going to let this limit me? Am I viewing myself as limited? It's just wants you to really reflect this week. And the Hermit is telling you, apply what you have learned. You all come here every Monday and Friday. We talk about this stuff all the time. Are you applying what you're learning? If not, what? Am I just like blowing hot air? Okay. And I'm telling you, I had to do this too. I had heard these teachings and all that stuff for years, and I was like, oh yeah, totally got it. Like, no problem. And then it came time for me to implement them, and I was not. And then finally I was like, oh, okay, so I better get my shit together and really put this into practice. That's when everything started changing. Okay. But you have to be ready. You have to be ready for that change. And you have to be willing to have the change, happen externally, because you can say all day long that you've done all this work, that you're making the changes, you're doing all the things, and something comes up and you're like, oof, like, yeah, that's triggering me. Okay. I love to use this example because I thought it was such a great question. I was doing group coaching one time, and one of my students, who I love to death, she asked a very vulnerable and wonderful question. She was like, when I'm doing the work myself and I'm doing the work in my home, I feel amazing. I feel great. She goes, but then when I go out and she's like, I'm in a group, she goes, all of a sudden I start like comparing myself to others. I start feeling less than, like if the guys are talking to my friends, the other women, and they're not really talking to me, she's like, I start, feeling down about myself. How do I not do that? And I said, well, you take the lessons that you're learning and you still apply them when you go out, right? Like, for example, if you're in a group, you're out with your gal pals, and there's 3 of y'all, and there's 2 guys that come up. And the 2 guys start talking to your other 2 friends. They're not really talking to you, like not showing interest in you. What are you going to do? Are you going to immediately think, well, I'm the ugly duckling. They don't want to talk to me. Or are you going to say, you know what? That's great, because that just means that neither one of them were meant for me. And so I'm going to support my friends. I'm going to be happy for them, and I'm going to have fun. Like, I don't care. See, that's how you do the difference, because the right person for you is going to be attracted to you. Also, if you're out and about, and this one guy on TikTok did a great video, and he was saying that he was out with 2 very good gal pals of his, okay? He said these women were beautiful, both gorgeous, and they were out, and the guys kept coming to one of them, and he was shocked. He was like, why is nobody hitting on the other girl? And she was kind of thinking the same thing, and he realized that the other girl that was not getting hit on was healed. The other girl wasn't. And the guys could sense it, their vibration. So they were hitting on the one that wasn't healed yet. So you have to look at all the different factors, because you have to understand that it's not just surface level stuff anymore, it's energetic. So either the person is meant to be talking to you, like if you feel yourself healed and you're just having a good time and you're enjoying life and whatnot, and the person starts talking to you and y'all are vibing, then you can know that, yeah, that's great, that's awesome. But if they're not talking to you, then it can be, well, number one, a person not meant for you, but number two, maybe they're not healed and they're wanting to talk to somebody else that's not healed, or you know what I'm saying, like it wasn't meant for you, so let it go have fun, fuck it. I've been in that situation and got annoyed because my friend was married and blocking. Oh man, you saw that one? Yeah, it was a great story, but I had to say for myself, he's not for me. Exactly. Because if he was, then yeah, he would be just drawn to you. Okay? That's why they say, like, when somebody's meant for you, like nothing can block it. And if anything can block it or take it away, it is not meant for you. Right? And you can tell yourself that as well whenever you get into relationships. You know, a lot of people worry about cheating and everything because, I mean, let's be honest, that's a thing that's rampant, right? Like most people have been cheated on. Instead of worrying about being cheated on, you say, you know what? I'm going to let this person show me who they truly are. And if it's ever revealed that they are cheating, then I'm going to do what's right for me and I'm going to get out of this relationship. Because clearly there's something wrong with them. Not you. I was good. You know, I was loyal. I supported them. I did this and this and that, right? You can say all those things like there's something wrong with them that they would cross the boundaries to cheat, and you let them go. You're like, you know what? I'm going to do what's right for me, and I'm going to exit stage left. You know? Worry is definitely low vibrational. You know, worry is setting yourself up for failure. So it's like if you're going to worry about someone or something, then you might as well not be in that situation because you're not ready yet. Okay? And I always have to tell my mom, I don't know if she's on here, I always have to tell her, stop worrying about me, because I'm like, you're putting negativity right on me, because a mother's energy is so strong, right? So strong, especially when it comes to our children, because we are still connected to our children scientifically and energetically. Okay. So I tell her, it's like, stop worrying about me because you're putting negativity on me. And I think she finally got it, even though she'll still worry, but I'll have to remind her, like, stop. I'll be fine. All right. And I would teach her, instead of worrying about me, claim it as a positive, like something's good is going to happen for me. This is going to work out perfectly, blah, blah, blah. So she's learning. All right, what else do we need to know? Focus, look at that. Look how pretty that is. So we have a telescope, the night sky, and we have the butterfly. So what does that mean? Focus on your transformation. Focus on where you'd like to go. And what you focus on is what is going to be illuminated. Do you understand? Like a telescope. So whenever you're looking through the telescope, whatever you're focusing on gets bigger, right? Almost like it's right there. Same thing with your life. Whatever you're focusing on is going to get bigger. So let that be your transformation. Let that be your endless possibilities. Let that be peace, abundance, happiness, joy, whatever it is that you want to be. That's what you want to focus on. Okay, so this is asking you this week with the Hermit in reverse, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the lessons that you've learned and your wisdom and how you can overcome anything? Or are you focusing on the resistance? Okay. Whoops. Protective lionesses. Yes, we are. So true. So true, man. When somebody starts messing with my kids. Oh, and it's number 22. I just realized there's a number at the top. Look, number 22. We got 22 twice. Okay. So again, 22 is the master builder, and it's telling you, what are you focusing on? What are you building? Why did this get dark all of a sudden? That was weird. Yep, 22 two times. Master number overload. You know, and on Wednesday, there might be something to where it's kind of like, fighting for what you want, fighting for what you know is right, for your highest good. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't necessarily have to fight and argue for it, but it's like choosing to stand your ground, okay? Not letting somebody else's BS tear everything away, okay? Ooh, it's a big question. Am I apologizing for my truth? Show YouTube, TikTok. Am I apologizing for my truth? Ooh, isn't that crazy, right? Am I apologizing for being me? Why in the hell would you apologize for being you? You are beautifully and uniquely made. You are extremely important in the vibration of this universe. So why in the hell would you apologize for being your unique vibration? Because your unique vibration is 100% needed, right? If you're trying to be somebody else's vibration, you are throwing the balance of the universe off. That's why you start seeing, so many struggles in your life, because you've thrown the balance off. So let me read this to you. What part of you is apologizing for your truth? Why? Today, be proud of your truth. Catch yourself when you want to apologize or withhold parts of it. You never know whose life you will change when you are brave enough to speak it. Be the lighthouse that shines on the courage that lives in us, in all of us. This will give others permission to speak their own truth. There is room for all of us. Today's mantra, courage is contagious. That is so true. That is so true. Talk about, being a lioness. Being courageous is 100% contagious. Because think about whenever there's something going on, some drama, and you're the one that steps up and speaks up for yourself and for everybody else. Well, then guess what? Other people start stepping up and speaking up because you have just given them that platform to do so. You have just given them that opening to do so. So whenever you have the opportunity to speak your truth, now this doesn't mean give your opinion that nobody asked for. This means speaking your personal truth. If somebody's crossed a boundary, if somebody's doing something to you, or maybe you've overcome something, right? Speaking your truth gives people the space to speak their truth. This is why I speak my truth all the time with you all. I don't try to hide things that have happened in my past. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, why would I want to act like nothing wrong has ever happened to me? That's stupid. That would not be a very good mentor, right? You need to know that somebody has overcome these things. Like, it's my job to give you the space to speak your truth and be like, hey, do it. Let's go. Okay? Definitely. My sister and I were learning how to rollerblade, like when we were kids, and I kept saying, no, I can't do this. She got right back up and said, no, I can do this. Oh, I love that. Good for her, Marlo. And I'm glad that you both did it. Right? Yeah, who gives a shit if you're almost 40? There's older people that roller skate, rollerblade, do all the things. Like, there's no age limit on that stuff. The only limit is you, right? Like, all the young people, And I know we all go through this. You know, our parents went through this, our grandparents went through this, but all the young people, they try to put limitations on people that they deem to be old, like us in our 40s, right? They're like, you can't wear a side part. That is so, like, you know, no, middle part. But guess what? Side part is coming back into fashion now. Like, who gives a shit, really? You can't wear certain clothes because you're trying to look too young. You know what? Wear whatever the fuck you want. Who cares? You know, there's no age limit on anything. It's ridiculous. Yeah, well, I know it's crazy how they like try to shame us and make us feel bad. But then, like, if somebody says something to them, they're like, don't shame me, don't judge me. It's like, what the hell do you think you're just doing? And for me, the whole fashion thing is one big scam. It's one big freaking joke. Like, I get trying to be creative and wanting to be expressive with your clothes, absolutely, or your hair, absolutely, go for it. But to judge another person based on if they're in the current fashion or not is ridiculous, because fashion changes daily now, right? You dress for your body, you dress for your comfort zone. You wear your hair the way that suits you best. And who gives a shit what anybody else thinks? Yeah. I never saw an age on the tag. Yeah, oh, I know, right? Our style is coming back. It always makes its rounds again. So it's like ridiculous. So yeah. Anytime they were making fun of people with a side part, I was just like, you just wait. You wait. Your time is coming where you're going to realize the side part was best for your facial features, or you're going to get older and people are going to start judging you on what you're wearing and how you do your hair, and you're going to understand now that it was ridiculous. Okay, what else do we need to know this week? Ooh. We have the swan, Grace. I love this one. It says, you who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Well, hello, wisdom and light, right? The hermit. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. So this is telling you, this is like an affirmation or a prayer of, you know what? Give me the ability to move through life through ease and grace, through my own beauty, through my own uniqueness, right? Instead of trying to focus on what everybody else is doing. No, do your own thing. Because think about this, if people didn't do their own thing, we would never have beautiful music. We would never have beautiful art. We wouldn't have hardly anything. You know, you have to be brave enough to step out and say, this is me. And I'm not saying that you have to be this beautiful artist or anything like that. Like, it could be something small, and you're just like, you know what, this is my truth. And this is who I am. This is what I believe, or this is what I love to teach, whatever it may be. It's going to be different for everybody. And you just stand in that truth, and that's it. I mean, I had to do it, and I, you know, lost some friends over it, which were they really friends if I couldn't stand in my truth? No. Okay. So you ask yourself that too. If I lose people over my truth, as long as I'm not hurting myself or anybody else, right? If I lose somebody over my truth, then that means it was a false relationship. It was a relationship built on just me supporting their truth. Think about that. Let's see. I'm 62 and wear and do as I want. I love it. I tell my clients while I'm doing their makeup, don't let anyone tell you you can't do your makeup the way you want. Yeah. You could join the police till age 60, so there's nothing to stop you. I love that. Your daughter is a third-generation bell-bottom wearer. Oh, I know. I've got some in my closet. You know, I remember when I was a teenager, I was telling my parents how ridiculous bell-bottoms were. And then they came back around, like what, in the 90s, I think it was. And then now they're back again. So it always circulates. my gal pals range from late 20s to 60s and we all get along. See? Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing about it. That it's amazing. And that's how it should be, you know? Let's do this one. Every time I look at the clock, you guys, it's 10:55. I just look and it's 44 right up here on TikTok. Every time, you guys, I look at the clock lately, it is a double number. It is insane. And I just kind of giggle and I'm like, thank you. I see you. I go through phases like that where it's, you know, not much. I was 11:55 there. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, and then all of a sudden it hits this cycle of just number after number after number after number. And I just laugh. I'm like, of course it is, you know? And so yeah, and now it's raining. Oh, nice. I love the fact, you guys, anytime it's gloomy and rainy outside like it is today, I always give such gratitude because I hate having to get out into the cold especially when it's raining. And I'm so grateful that I get to work from home. You know, I'm in here in my sweater and my little lounge pants and I get to work from home. I do not have to get out in it. I give so much gratitude. And those are the type of things that you can do for yourself as well in your own life. You know, you see different ways that you are blessed. And it could be the fact that you have running water. Give gratitude, right? The fact that you have food to eat, you have money in your account to pay the bills that you need to pay. Give gratitude because that money will always come back to you, right? The universe is so abundant. The universe is limitless. There is so much money and love and joy and all kinds of things for all of us. So make that your focus this week. I want you to give as much gratitude as you can this week. Write it down. Put a reminder on your phone every day. Give gratitude. Every little thing. Okay? Try that. I see 11 all the time and I say thank you whenever it appears. Nice. I want to work from home and not have to drive in snow. Oh yeah, see, that's another thing that I would be grateful for. I get gratitude for everything. Good. This rain is going to be freezing rain tomorrow. Oof. That's right. You say everything I spend comes back to me times 10. And that happens, you guys. That happened to me the other day. This was so exciting because I got to show my kids this, okay? We went to this new restaurant in town because I'd seen it on TikTok and I was like, oh, I didn't know there was a new restaurant over there. And so we went to this new restaurant. It was super cool. It's called Seeger and Sons. So it's really based on, rock and 70s and just like really good music and a really cool venue. And so anyways, we went there to go eat and the place is not cheap, right? So it was like, gosh, I think the whole tab and everything, tip included, was like $160. And I was like, you know? And then I thought to myself, because I mean, God, now you can't get anything you can't go anywhere without spending over $100 for a meal, right? Just last night or yesterday, me and my youngest son went and got something. And it was $50. I'm like, this is stupid. But either way, I had to stop myself. So the bill was $160. And I started to get like irritated because it was so expensive. And I said, no. I said in my head, everything I spend comes back to me times 10. Okay. So then I go home, we get home, and I remember that I have mail sitting on my countertop and I start going through the mail and I see this one envelope and I'm like, oh, what is that? And I was like, oh, that looks like a check. So I opened the check and I had gotten a $1,600 refund from something. Didn't even know that was coming. Had no idea. And I showed my boys and I said, see, I told you. Everything I spend comes back to me times 10. And the more you stop yourself and you repeat that and you let it happen, you'll see it. Okay? Even if it doesn't show up right away, let it happen. Let it build up. And that way you don't get, okay, like you spend $10, okay, maybe you get $100, but you can also let it rack up and you get a refund of $1,600 that you were not expecting. Okay? Let the universe bring you money from wherever. You might get refunds for things. You might get this or this and that. Or you might get something for free. But let it happen. Okay? Yeah, it was incredible. I was like, holy crap. And I showed them and they're like, damn. And I said, yeah, see, it works. All right, what else do we need to know? Whoops. Oh, we got number 11. Speaking of 11, rising up. Okay. So 11 is the philosopher. We have 22, we have 11. I mean, 11's right here as well. Okay. Justice is number 11. Do you say before you pay? You can do before or after, whatever you feel is right. Like when I'm paying bills, I'll say it and then, click pay or whatever. But I think it was after I'd already paid and I was signing the check or, the tab. And I said, everything I spend comes back to me times 10. And I let it go. Like I stop worrying about the situation, or I stop getting angry that stuff is so expensive. And I just say, everything I spend comes back to me times 10. And I go, let's go have fun, or let's go home, or let's, join the conversation. And that's all you do. Okay. All right. So rising up. Number 11. 11 is the philosopher. 11 is that balanced energy. 11 is the gateway. It is the initiation into this higher energy, right? So here with this week, we do have these cards in reverse, but it's giving you the opportunity to rise up, right? Because if you didn't get these opportunities, you wouldn't learn how to do it. Just like going to the gym, if you didn't have resistance in the weights, you wouldn't build muscle. And going to the gym, for me, it's not fun, right? So it's not always going to be fun, sunshine, and rainbows. Sometimes you got to do the hard thing. You got to experience the resistance to build yourself up, to rise up, okay? So the universe is always giving you opportunities to rise up and to help you. And look, this person, you see, they're like giving a hand up. So that could be the universe giving you a hand up. That could be you giving somebody else a hand up. I mean, it could be a multitude of things. So allow yourself to rise up. Yeah, it does kind of look like a full moon in the background. It's kind of hard. Let me see if it'll change if I do that. You know how the makeup girls do it? There. It's kind of like a portal almost as well. But you can see it does kind of look like a full moon right there. So, yep, I love that. Let's get one from the Kipper deck. You know we got to do that one. I saw 11:11 during your live, and YouTube paused during 11:11. Oh, funny. Okay, let's see. And look at this. It's the feminine energy, right? That divine feminine is rising. The divine feminine is the one that is like the creation of this energy. It's like we receive the energy and we create something new out of it, right? We are the psychic energy. We are, and I'm talking about just feminine energy. Men have feminine energy as well. And I say we because I'm a woman. I have more feminine energy. But the feminine energy is starting to take over, right? Spirituality is becoming a bigger thing. People are waking up. We are manifesting. We are, being more empathic, hopefully. Not everybody, but people are learning. So, yeah. Hang on, I got to verify myself on TikTok. There we go. Okay, let's see. What else do we need to know this week? We got to get our money message as well. Toil and labor. Look at that. So I feel like there's two things with this card, okay? Toil and labor. Do you really want to labor the rest of your life? Do you really want to struggle the rest of your life? I mean, if you want to, go for it. I don't. It's not my thing. Okay? So think about this. We have 8 So it's 38. 3 is communication and expression. I see, I'm getting there. And 8 is karmic energy, is also connected to your financial abundance. And guess what? It's 11 when you put it together. A lot of divine messages coming through today in numerology. Okay, we have 11 people on YouTube right now. So this is telling you that, you know, what are you working towards? Whatever you are expressing in life is what you're working towards. Okay, we have these energies happening or available to us this week, and the universe is saying, hey, what are you going to do? What are you focusing on? How are you going to react to these situations? How are you going to shift the focus? How are you going to shift your path? How are you going to, you know, show you that you've learned these lessons? What are you going to do? How can you overcome this? How can you manifest a better outcome for yourself? Or how can you learn from this situation? Right? And it's telling you, like, do you want to labor and work the rest of your life and feel like you're struggling? Or do you want to overcome that and be in the flow of the universe? Okay? And there can be, I was talking to another mentor a while back, like years ago, and they were like talking about, you know, you can work smarter, not harder, right? And I was like, yeah, but I got to do this. And they're like, no, like, do what you feel you're passionate about. And I love teaching tarot. I love group coaching and power coaching. I love doing readings. And I was like, you know, I'm only one person, so what can I do the best? So I started streamlining everything, creating my tribe, creating the tarot community, creating the self-paced tarot apprenticeship, and then the Quantum Master Academy, right? So I did all these things because this is what I love to do. And now I work less and I make more money, but that's because I get to be more available to the people that I'm coaching or teaching. And so that was my job, was to get me to a place to where I could be more available and I'm not like all over the place, right? So I could be more present, I could be more available, I could be more effective in helping my people. So you can do the same thing. How can I be more effective in life with ease and grace? Like I always ask the universe, please allow me to fulfill my purpose with ease and grace. Because don't forget about ease and grace. Like especially we see this coming up, right? Because when you ask questions in the universe, they will answer. And sometimes they will put you in a situation that is awful. Y'all know my story. The majority of you know my story of what happened, right? So ask the universe, how can I live out my purpose through ease and grace? How can I live out, you know, my highest potential, my highest good with ease and grace? And always finish it off with something that's going to be like smooth for you. How can I open my third eye with ease and grace? Okay? Don't ask for anything to be just like slammed open or dropped in your lap because, yeah, you have to be specific. Ease and grace. All right, let's get our money message for this week. What else do we need to know? No. Oh, okay. Well, normally we don't do the flyouts, right? But that one came out. So here we have teacher. What is the Hermit? A teacher, a mentor, the wise one. Okay. So here it says there's 3 ways to resonate. This is your money message. You have the ability to motivate others to strive to uncover their true potential. Does that feel like you? Are you doubting yourself on that? Why? Okay. Number 2, consider careers in teaching, coaching, mentorship, or being a motivational speaker. Does that speak to you? Go for it. Number 3, you've learned much about money. This is the time to put it into practice. Okay. Remember how I said with the Hermit in reverse, the Hermit wants you to get out there and put things into practice that you have learned. So here we go. If you're worried about money, start putting things into practice and see how it works out. Okay? It actually does? Good. Just got a request to be a Pilates instructor? That's fun. You know, I thought about learning Pilates. I like Pilates. There's one that I'm going to start doing like at home because, you know, I work from home and I am such a homebody. It's called Move with Nicole. I've heard a lot of great things about her. She's on YouTube and she does like a full Pilates workout. So I'm going to start doing that because I do like Pilates a lot. And I have to be careful with my neck and everything. So for me, it'd be easier for me to do that, kind of like ease into it, just doing like floor Pilates instead of the reformer and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways you can, I mean, that's free. You get Pilates lessons for free. See, you don't have to pay for it. It's like $250 freaking dollars for, you know, a month for Pilates. Sometimes I feel imposter syndrome and I think others view me differently than I view myself. That is 100% true. You think other people view you differently than you view yourself, right? And it's always going to be a negative, right? Because you're going to think, oh, people can see through the facade. They can see that I don't know what I'm doing. And that's not true, right? Because you do know what you're doing. Imposter syndrome really never goes away fully. It means that you care, right? But you have to overcome it. And when you overcome it, you show yourself that, no, there was nothing for me to be worried about. I know what the hell I'm doing. So also, the more, if you find yourself getting like strong, oh, it is 11:11, I see it. If you feel yourself getting strong imposter syndrome, maybe that's an indication of something that you need to learn more about. Maybe I don't feel completely comfortable in this situation, so I feel like an imposter. So let me learn more about this so I don't have that imposter syndrome. Remember how I've told you all a story of, you know, there's people that I've known that on social media, they're really good at presenting themselves as the authority figure on like health and wellness and social media and whatnot. Well, when it came to them being invited onto a podcast, they were scared to death. They're like, oh my God, what am I going to say? And I'm like, well, if you know what you're talking about, then you have no fear. Like when people ask me to be on their podcast or on their live, I don't get afraid because I know what I'm talking about. I don't talk about things that I don't know about. If I don't know, I'm literally going to say I don't know, right? So it's like, why be afraid? So if you are afraid of something or you feel insecure about something, maybe learn more about it. Or you have to tell yourself, you know what? You need to get over yourself because you are smart enough. You know exactly what the hell you're doing. You have no reason to be afraid. And then you go for it. Depends. I started doing that every night at bedtime because one of your classes at work, I'm sleeping. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Also learned that imposter syndrome is defense mechanism of the mind, confirming you're out of your comfort zone. Yeah, that you're improving. Absolutely. This is a struggle for me that I have been working out of. See? Y'all are getting it. I feel like this has been a personal reading for me. Good, Cindy. I'm glad. I love that y'all are getting it. I did this with not being afraid of snakes. I learned those to be cautious of. See? Smart, Melissa. Smart, smart, smart. Okay, let's get one from the Rebel deck. You guys are so smart, and I'm so glad that you're learning stuff here. This is what makes me happy. This is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's literally in my natal chart, in my numerology, in my human design. This is what I was born for. This is what I chose to do in this lifetime, is to teach and to motivate and to mentor and do all that stuff. So I'm really glad for your feedback. And I'm really glad that you are taking what you're learning from me, from the cards and everything, and you're putting it into practice. That's fantastic. Woo. Makes me happy. Okay. If you get offended easily, now is your time to scroll away because the Rebel deck will hurt your feelings. It will call you out on some things, and it uses some strong language. I stepped away from the live, came back, as you said, imposter syndrome, And I was just thinking about it. Uh-oh. So you needed to come back. Okay. What do we need to know this week? What is our message for this week? Ooh, don't fucking force it. Allow that shit to come to you. Right? Remember how I said, like earlier, we're talking about trying to make something happen, trying to control it. What if you allow it and you go, you know what? If this is meant for me, let it be. And then you take that divinely inspired action. Divinely inspired action is not forceful action, right? It is action in alignment with the movement. So it would be like you getting into a river that's already flowing to where you want to go. That's you jumping in, taking that divinely inspired action, and that river is going to take you faster. That's what divinely inspired action is, okay? Forcing something would be like you getting in the river going, hey, well, I'm going to go over there, and the river, like you're having to go upstream. Not so easy, right? It's kind of dumb. So no trying to force anything. Allow things to happen with ease and grace. That's why I was telling you earlier, when you ask for something from the universe, tell with ease and grace. You know, please let me fulfill my purpose with ease and grace. Please help me to find a job with ease and grace. Please help me to find true love with ease and grace. You know, always add ease and grace, right? That way you're not forcing anything, okay? Apparently, I was thinking that the full moon will hit my 10th house. Oh, uh-oh. Telling you, get over it. I love it. Any questions or anything before I close this out? I love doing these sessions. Do what you love, the money will flow. Yep. A book you received from your sister. Nice. I like that. Once you heed the call, the universe will send so much signs. That is so true. Good, Heather. I'm glad. Oh, yeah. It's just an angry person. Don't worry about them. That's what we were talking about earlier, you know, about when people are upset with their own lives. They'll try to do things to make you upset or for you to feel bad about yourself. We don't have to worry about that. Okay, we understand what that is now. So there we go. That way we don't have to deal with that. So yeah, okay. They were trying to say that I was on here lying, and I'm like, okay, lying about what? They did the little Pinocchio emoji, which makes no sense to me, but that's what they wanted to add to the conversation. So yeah. You really enjoyed this? Good. I'm so glad. Good, good, good. You're very welcome. All right, you guys, I will see you back here Friday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, okay? In the meantime, if you need anything, everything is linked in my bio, or if you're watching this on YouTube, everything is linked in the description, okay? Yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you Friday morning. Mwah. Bye, y'all.